Hello, welcome to another art journaling, D&D art journaling video. And this is so exciting because this is our first recorded spread in our new journal. Here's two of the spreads I did, but I didn't record them because I did them in the US. But this is our first official recorded spread, and we're doing another couple spread, which is Kaze and Genesis. I have wanted to do this forever, and technically I could have done it in the previous journal volume, which if you have not seen, those flip throughs are up on the channel. There's a commentary version and a non-commentary version. But I could have done this spread in that journal, but the pages were getting so warped that I really didn't want this spread that I had been looking forward to for so long to look so warped. You know what I mean? So I held out and I waited for my new journal, and I could not be happier. So I have talked a bit about Kaze and Jin a little bit, and from I think all we know is what I did on the Genesis page where I said that they were dating. And here is their official couple spread. So this art right here of the bird, which I just yoinked out, was a piece that Genesis is an artist, is a piece that Genesis painted for Kaze. I think it was part of his birthday set, but he was so embarrassed by it because he thought it was so cheesy that he didn't initially give it to Kaze. He gave it to him later on, and Kaze absolutely loves this picture. I mean, he's like, oh my god, we're two little birds sitting on a branch. How cute is that? Genesis is still absolutely embarrassed by it. He hates that he gave it. But Kaze loves it. And so that was one of the main pictures I wanted to put on this couple spread. And then the picture on the right, which was the two of them sitting in a gondola, that's a scene that happened, I think, when Genesis was going through a really rough time. They weren't even dating by this point. They were just friends. Or I think Jin was going through a rough time, but I think they were also having communication problems. And so Kaze was just like, let's just leave. Let's just go sit out on a boat and do whatever. You know, you do what you want to do. You do art or whatever, and I'll read. And they did that. And so Jen was painting while Kaze was reading, and they were just floating. I think it was a festival night, so they could see like the festival going on in the distance and all the lights. And Kaze was simply reading, Jin was simply painting. And then at a point, Genesis had finished his picture, and he handed it over to Kaze to see, and he had painted Kaze sitting in the boat, you know. And I don't know what it was about that moment, but that's when Kaze fell in love with Jin. That was it. He did not realize it at the time. He's stupid. He doesn't realize when he's in love with people. But that is the moment when he did. I really love that Yelhsa chose that scene for their couple picture. I mean, I'm sure that's why she did, but it's very ironic too, because I think Genesis fell in love with Kaze the day after this or the day before this. They literally like fell back to back, which I think is very funny. And then they proceeded not to say anything for 6 months. So very stupid. But this is really when it took off for Kaze specifically. So both pictures match each other very well too, just because of their color scheme, the red and the blues. And that little piece of paper I was writing on was part of a piece of Kaze's confession letters. So when he finally officially confessed to Jin, he wrote a letter to explain his feelings. And the note says, "That time we were in the gondola and you painted me while I was reading. I didn't know it then. But that moment of us existing together, floating on the water, away from everyone, as if nothing could ever hurt us again, that's when I fell for you." Now that's fucking cheesy. Kaze is very cheesy. So when I was making the spread, as you can see at the bottom, I wanted the element of water to reflect, you know, the fact that they were in a gondola. And then I also wanted the moon at the top, you know, to mirror the moon that they were seeing. And I really could not figure out how I wanted this spread to look, but I think it came out well. Right here I'm cutting up a piece of paper because right right after, or no, not shortly after these two realized that they were in love with each other, Kaze had to leave. He had to go with the group on a mission. And so these two wrote letters to one another while they were gone. Can it get any more gayer? Yeah, it can, but it was already pretty gay. So I put that up there to kind of symbolize the letters they had written to one another. At this point, I couldn't figure out what, situation I wanted, so I was like, I just need to put stuff down. Sometimes when you journal, you just gotta put shit down. You just gotta do it. So that's what I'm starting to do. But yeah, lots of blues, lots of reds, and if you saw, there was on the left side, there was a music sheet because Jen loves music, and he was teaching Kaze how to play piano, and that's been a I feel like how do I say this? These two don't have really anything in common. So when they first met, I think the only thing they had in common was the fact that they both liked swords. Uh, I really think that's it. And so for their relationship to work, which in the beginning was mostly Kaze just pulling Jin out of his room. But for this, once they started dating, and I guess getting closer, being closer friends, for this relationship to work, they had to do things that the other person was interested in. It was just that kind of relationship where it's like, we have nothing in common, so we have to make sacrifices. So Kaze does art with Jin. He's played piano with Jin. Um, I think, is there anything else? Oh, reading books. He reads books with Jin. He has not read in years, but he's in a little mini book club, and he started reading again. And on Jin's side, he tries to be out in public more with Kaze, like go to friend group meetings and hangouts because Kaze is a very social person. Going to like Kaze's events, like he's joined a hockey team now, so Jin will go and support him. So they've had to meet halfway their entire relationship. At first, it was just Kaze doing all the pulling of getting Jin the fuck out of his room, but now it's more even. It's more, you know, we just do these things for each other, even though we wouldn't do them in our own time. We're doing them because I love you and I want to spend time with you, which is so wholesome. So yeah, that's where the music sheet comes from. And then the red obviously is just a very Kaze color. And that blue is really nice, but I also kept it because of the name. The name of the paint sample says Skyfall, which I really enjoyed. And on the right, there's that washi tape with the mountains and the cranes and the red flowers. And you can see right now I accidentally cover it up a little bit, but there's also like a red sun. And it's just like I don't know, this style of this washi tape and the fact that there's birds and red flowers and a red sun and just really fit Kaze and Jin. That's just really their aesthetic together. So that's really nice. I genuinely like how the spread turns out. I love this bird picture so much. Tell me this is not the most wholesome fucking thing you've ever seen. Sorry, Jen, I know you are embarrassed, but you gotta get over it. It's so cute. It's so cute. Which is funny because I don't even think they were dating when he made this picture. That's probably why he was so embarrassed about it. He was like, oh my god, I'm so obvious. Were they dating? I don't remember. I hope they weren't because that would be funnier. But now I'm taking some ink pads, my red and blue, because I needed to cover up that little white spot right there because it was just a notebook. So I was like, I got all these ink pads. Y'all, I got so much art journaling stuff when I was in the US. Like, so much. So y'all are about to see me whip out some crazy shit. Be ready for it in the upcoming videos. But I got tons of ink pads, as you saw. I was super excited. That was like actually one of the things I really wanted on my art wish list. So I'm using the pink, oh my god, I'm using the red and the blue ones to cover up that space, but also add some more texture, because y'all know I love the texture. And just, kind of putting it mostly on that white spot, but also some on the piano sheet. I also got these stickers. These are new. They're blue with gold. they're like watercolor stickers, but they're blue with gold in them, and then those ones are black with gold. And you know, anything blue and gold is gin coated, and then Kaze's favorite color is black. So, you know, colors associated with Kaze are red, black, and gold. And white, I think, is like a smaller one that's associated with, I associate with him. So, perfect. Perfect. Here's the piece of paper that I was talking about. Oh, you can actually read it pretty well. I was afraid that the camera was so far away that it would kind of distort the image, but it didn't. You can see it pretty well. I also have this cute little treble clef with the heart in the center. Y'all, it's so cute. I had to put it on here. I had to put it on here. And I'm trying to figure out where to put this moon sticker. Because I was going to originally use it instead of the moon paper, but I was like, no, I just want it somewhere. Because both pictures have, like, moons in them, you know? So, lots of moon going on. The moon haunts you. So, yeah, I was very stumped about where to put things. Because, I don't know, I just, for this one, it was really just I gotta put it down. I've gotta put it down. Put it down. Put it down, you know? But I do like how it turned out. I don't know, it just goes really well together, you know? Everything just really clicks. And since, you know, Kaze is my character and Jin is Yelsa's character, by the way, I knew the spread was just important to me. I needed it to be gorgeous. I needed it to be gorgeous. Like the previous Jin spread I did, like the previous Kaze spread I did, like all the previous Sylvia and Kaze spreads I did. I needed it to be fantastic. And I think it did turn out fantastic, and I'm quite happy about it. And those watercolor stickers are fucking gorgeous. Here's another thing I got from the US. These little phrases stickers. My mom got them for me. So the one I put on the top right says, "I feel so lucky," which is something I thought Jin would say to Kaze. I feel so lucky. And on the left side, I put, "Darling, you are a work of art," which is something I feel like Kaze would say to Genesis, especially on top of the art piece that he made for them. Yeah, it fit perfectly. Those two, I mean, I feel like Jin has said that before to Kaze. "I'm so lucky, you know, to have you." I'm pretty sure he said that. So those fit perfectly. Those fit perfectly. And just doing the little details of the washi tape and then cutting everything down to size because I was, as you can see, lazy and not cutting it as I go. So now I gotta do all the work. But it came out awesome. And y'all, I've got so many art journaling supplies to use now. I'm so excited to share them with you. And I can't wait to make more spreads. I think the next one is going to be shirtless Kaze. So, because I have plenty of those pictures. So look forward to that. I have no idea what I'm doing for that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so happy I finally get to share more art journaling videos with you because for me it's been 2 months. For y'all it hasn't, but for me it's been 2 months. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on this journey of the new D&D art journal. I'm so excited. Goodbye.